All right, what's going on, guys? How y'all doing today? Welcome back to the Fishing, Not Catching
podcast. Feel it.
Y'all let us know how you like this intro music.
I kind of dig it.
Breaking it down.
I feel it.
Get us in the zone.
That's right.
Ready to talk.
Fishing.
Yeah. All right. We're still like playing with buttons on this soundboard thing we got, and
this is our fifth
pretty
podcast.
Cool. Number 5.
We just figured out the buttons last podcast.
Yeah.
But this is our 5th one, and we still have yet to go live.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah, we're trying to just back it up.
Yeah. Back it up.
Make sure we got plenty of content when we get started, because we're both very busy making sure we can kind of stack up and
That's right.
not have to rely on like, oh crap, last minute, we got to shoot a podcast now.
Yeah, we don't want to look flaky or anything. We want to make sure that we're committed.
When we start, we're going hard.
That's right. We are going hard. But, you know, it's kind of disappointing because we haven't like announced that we're doing this to our audiences.
Right.
So we have a YouTube channel. We have the stuff up on some of the podcast forums, platforms, whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
But we've posted our first 2 and made them live as of right now on YouTube, and they each have about 2 views. 2. And actually, all the views are basically just us like looking at.
I'm about to say one of them I know is me.
Oh yeah,
you might be the other one.
Because what happens too, it counts multiple views if I get out of it and then go back.
Yeah.
Because I would like get it, I'd be watching some of it, just watching it through, and then have to get out and do something and then go back, and it counts like as another view. So all the views are
all the views are just me and you
on both videos.
YouTube hasn't showed it to anyone.
It's pretty depressing.
Yeah, that's how I felt when I started my YouTube channel for fishing.
I can't remember. It's been so long. It's been 5 years. I mean, obviously, when you start a YouTube channel, you're not getting any views, but I can't remember what that was like.
I don't know, because I mean, it's 3 years ago for me, and I remember not getting a lot of views, but obviously when we were posting, we were sharing it to family and friends, and so we weren't getting like 2.
Sure, our mom
you'd get like
like 30.
Like I think my first one, I would get like 40 or 50 or something.
Yeah.
Blasting the
pages,
the Facebook pages.
Yeah.
And then I'd get messages like, "Hey, you got to quit sharing.
Quit
this.
spamming.
Like, you can't spam this account every day." I'm like, "Crap."
It's really a bad way to try to grow a channel.
Oh yeah, looking back at it, like
it
didn't work.
It really just
like
makes
it may
negative.
have picked me up a few views, but it annoyed a lot more people than it helped me.
Yeah, and most people to grow. My advice to anybody, if you're watching this podcast and you're looking to grow any type of social media platform, the best way to grow on that platform is on that platform.
Absolutely.
Through their algorithm.
For sure.
If you try to share your Facebook videos on any other platform, or you try to share your YouTube videos on Facebook, it's just not going to work.
Yeah, we kind of touched on that on one of the last podcasts about them like not liking each other to different platforms. So if you post a YouTube link to Facebook, you think Facebook's gonna show that to very many people? No. I don't think so.
And at this point, like all of these Facebook groups, see, when I first started, I did the same thing. Just thinking about it, because you don't know.
For sure.
So I would share my videos on these forums and stuff, but at the time, there weren't that many people doing it.
Right.
Hardly anybody. Really,
just you.
Nobody, because Brant was making videos, but Brant like never shared his videos on those platforms. So it was pretty much just
really
me,
just you,
as a local YouTuber. There were other YouTubers that did, but from like other places around the country.
Right.
But the local groups, I was it. So, but now
gets bombarded.
Woo! I mean, you're just it's just best not to do it.
Yeah. If you're in Facebook groups, you already know. We don't have to tell you.
You're getting spammed, and it's gonna keep happening.
For sure.
Kind of like, dude, I posted a video yesterday on YouTube, and not only there's a new scam out there
on YouTube.
Yeah, I hadn't seen this one. It's like, I don't know what they're getting at, but it's different than the text this number one.
Okay,
but it goes through and hits like all
everybody.
But this one, they're smarter, Brad. You can't just do the block.
The hide user?
Yeah, you can't do that. Well, you can, but they're all different.
Oh.
So it doesn't
So
do any good.
I had that on one of mine today. It was still the Telegram thing, though, I think.
Was it? No.
I didn't read their whole thing, but I'm pretty sure it was the Texas thing, like you won or whatever.
Mine was different. It didn't look like me. It wasn't the one that it ripped off my emblem or logo or whatever and had the text number. It was like an email address, and I didn't even read it or whatever, but I just could tell it was spam, and I had to go through on every single one and remove it.
Dang, because mine today was 2. It was 2. Like I hid one, and it took care of something, and then I got down, and there was another one there. I had to hide another one.
We're getting spammed.
Freaking scammers, man.
Yeah,
just don't text or email. Like, if we ever give anything away, we'll let you know.
Yeah.
Like, it's not going to be weird.
Right.
It's not going to be like, open up some sketchy app and
it's so
call me from a payphone.
I know we got on that on another podcast, but it's unbelievable, man.
Frustrating.
It's so frustrating. Just don't give out any information. Well, I was trying to come over here to the wharf. We're filming this at the wharf, which we're in an office space that we're not paying for. We are mooching
for free.
We are mooching office space right now, and my house occasionally. We filmed our last 2 there, but getting over here was a headache, man, because we just had a little bit of a break from traffic and everything because summer ended and it was, people going back to school, whatever. And I was driving around trying to get over here, and it took me forever to get over the toll road. Yeah,
everybody and their mama's down here right now.
I forgot.
Labor Day weekend, baby.
That's how I keep up with the calendar. I have no clue what day or what's going on, but when I drive outside and there's like people everywhere, I'm like, oh yeah.
We chose the most popular tourist destination in Orange Beach to hold a podcast on Labor Day weekend.
And a concert.
And there's a concert at the amphitheater about to start.
Yeah, so traffic's
Luckily, I did find a spot in the parking garage, but
yeah,
might be hell to get out of here.
It might be difficult. What's it like living in a tourist town? Moving from Tennessee to Gulf Shores, Alabama.
So
Orange Beach.
It's a little bit different. So like I live south of Nashville. I wasn't in downtown Nashville. I didn't deal with that very often. But I would say if you were in Nashville, traffic's worse. Like if I had to, the times I would have to go into Nashville in the morning to like a tile distributor or something, if I had to be there at like 8 a.m., it was terrible.
Yeah.
It would take forever. But outside of downtown, like traffic's not that bad. But down here, it is so congested and in such a small area. Like, so we have obviously Orange Beach and Gulf Shores are like right next to each other. You're either taking 59 or you're taking Beach Express. There's only 2 ways in and out of the island, and neither one are very fun. No. When we first moved here, we lived in Gulf Shores up on 59. We literally lived 5 miles because we lived right on the corner of 59 and the road, and it was 5 miles from the beach, from the hangout, literally 5 miles. And my wife worked at the hangout when we first moved here, and there was days it would take her over an hour to go 5 miles to get to work.
It's insane.
It is
when it gets busy down here, and it's really gotten worse over the last few years.
Yeah, it's very difficult.
I say that there's positives to that too.
Oh, absolutely.
We need tourists.
Yeah, I mean, our area would be nothing without tourists.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing else.
Yeah,
we got condos and expensive restaurants.
Right.
So we definitely need the tourists, and it helps everybody. I mean, obviously not just the condos. My wife working at the restaurant, us doing guided trips.
Yeah, oh yeah. There's so much opportunity. That's the cool thing. If you move here and you want to pursue something, there's endless opportunity.
Yeah.
My wife, if you don't know, you know, but if you don't know, she sang around town for 7 seasons.
7?
7.
I don't know that she did that.
So another fun fact, you may know this or you probably do, but many of you may not. I played bass for her and her band for the first 4 seasons.
Yeah? Did they pay you?
Yeah, I got paid. Yeah.
Nice.
You can make okay money
doing these gigs?
Gigging around town.
Really?
Yeah, because you get paid. That's what's interesting. So like in Nashville, most of the places, like if you're an up-and-coming musician trying to make it, most of those places that you play at don't pay you. You just get tips.
Right.
But here, this area, the restaurants pay you. Usually you get a tab and you get tips. So it's generally a pretty sweet deal.
A tab is in like you get free food and drinks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it depends. So everywhere's different, like on the amount or how they do it.
Right.
But we legit still have gift cards because she would just save them. when she would go gig, because she would get like a $25 gift card every gig,
right?
In addition to her payment. And so we have still at like Cobalt, we have like $150 still. And at GT's,
what are you doing tomorrow?
I've got like $80.
We'll go to dinner.
Yeah, sure.
Dinner on Courtney.
Yeah, but we still have all these gift cards from when she was gigging, and she hasn't gigged in like 2 years.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's pretty awesome. So we would eat for free a lot.
Heck yeah,
it's pretty sweet.
That's awesome.
And we had a bunch of cash too. We'd always have like a bunch of singles, little like strippers or something when we go pay.
That's what
something.
you really did.
The
banker would be like, "Where'd you get all those $1 bills?"
What do you think my stripper name would be if I was a stripper?
Something with a bum in it.
Come on, take a stab at it. What would my stripper name be?
I'm terrible at this. Let's go with
I got yours already.
I bet you do. Oh man. All right, tell me yours.
You'd be the bearded booty.
The bearded booty. The bearded booty.
Everybody welcome the bearded booty on stage. Do we have any booty music? Here he comes.
Here we go.
Here he comes.
Here we go.
Bearded booty.
Here we go.
Coming out. Let's see those moves, bearded booty. Work it.
It's not bearded booty because of the beard on my face. All right, this is getting really weird. I'm gonna have to think on your stripper name there.
Yeah, I
put me on the spot.
I figured you thought about that a little bit more. I figured you'd be prepared for that one.
I'm terrible at coming up with stuff off the top.
Well, I just thought you would think about it on the regular, like what my stripper name would be.
If Beach Bum was a stripper.
Yeah.
It's definitely something with a bum, though.
Yeah, I have to put that in.
Y'all comment down below on if you're watching this on YouTube.
Yeah, let us know.
Let us know what Beach Bum's stripper name is.
But, going back to what we're talking about, there is, because most of the people here in this area living in a tourist town work in either the service industry or have their own business.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's really cool and something that gives so many people not only the fact that we live at the beach, but I think that's what's so alluring to this area is why people want to come here, because there is so much potential and opportunity because of the tourist dollars that we have that come through this area.
Yeah.
Because if you want to be a waitress, I mean,
Courtney made good money.
She made decent money. I mean, there was a while there that she was probably making just as much, if not more.
She definitely made more than me for a while.
Yeah.
Now, the downside to that in the tourist industry is, or in the service industry being such touristy town, is like once that season is over, like Labor Day is your last hurrah.
Yes, that's right.
And then, I mean, there was nights like throughout the winter working at the Hangout that she would go to work and literally not even have a table. Like, wouldn't even make any money.
Wow. Yeah, that stinks.
And she might go and make like $15. I'm like, well, this is terrible.
Yeah.
So she did that. I think she was only there like a year and a half, maybe. And then she got a job at Longhorn, which is a little more away from the beach and had a lot more locals that went to it. So they stayed busy year round. So
yeah, they call that the shoulder, the season.
The shoulder.
The off season.
Okay.
The shoulder. But we have based on the information that I've gotten from people that work closely in the tourist industry and advertising for the tourist industry, we have less of a shoulder than we used to. Yeah,
I was going to say that when we first moved here, I felt like the winter was kind of dead. And it is as far as traffic. Like, there's definitely less people.
Right.
But like last winter, there was still a lot of people here.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's the best time to be here, in my opinion, especially late fall, when it starts cooling off. But it was really cool because there's one day this week I was out on the beach. I met Jordan. Jordan was out there.
Yeah.
While I was fishing, I was walking, and it was me and him, and then one other person way down the beach, not even fishing, but just walking the beach, and that was it.
Crazy.
Either direction as far as you could see.
I just did that right in the mic. I'm sorry about that one.
Yeah. You got the sniffles?
I've been good about like backing away if I had to burp or something. No.
I don't know if you heard that. Brad's got a frog in his
throat. I ate some spicy ramen noodles before I came. So it's just like got my sinuses working.
I got you. You don't have the stuff, do you?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm good.
Do we need to get one of those glass?
Right. We got to get a privacy wall
glass
between
divider
us.
Here.
No, we're good.
Bringing all your germs to me.
But yeah, we went. So I was gonna go offshore kayak fishing with you yesterday, but Tennessee football was playing, so I didn't do that. But I did take the boat out early yesterday morning.
Yeah, did you fish?
I did. Well, I was fishing, not catching.
Where'd you go?
But so it was super slick out. So I actually went out the pass.
Did you?
And and trolled the beach for looking for kings, Spanish.
No luck.
Any schools of jacks, nothing, not a hit. It was
really
super dirty. Water was very dirty.
Oh yeah, even in Orange
jellyfish
Beach?
everywhere. Yep. Actually, the east. So we came out the pass and headed towards the Gulf Shores Pier, and it was super dirty. The closer we got to the pier, it got a little bit better, and we still didn't get any bites. So I actually packed up, headed east of the pass, and it was just as dirty. So
that's a bummer.
But what I was getting to, so when we were trolling on the east side of the pass, at Shell Beach and Alabama Point, there was one person on the beach. Only one.
Crazy.
From the jetties all the way down to like those condos. Only one person.
That's the coolest, man. When you get the beach
to
all to
yourself.
It's so cool. And you would think that wouldn't even be an opportunity with. You look around this area and you see all the condos and everything. You would think there's no way the beach is going to be empty, but so many times
it is sometimes, and it's definitely nice and relaxing.
It is. We live in an incredible place,
dude. I love it.
I absolutely.
Every now and then, my parents are like, "So when are y'all gonna move back up here?" I'm like, "Never."
Yeah.
They're like, I definitely miss the family. Like all my family, I got 2 brothers and a sister. Obviously, my parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, all that are all still in Middle Tennessee.
Yeah.
And here we are by ourselves in
L.A. Lower Alabama.
But yeah, we love it.
The real L.A.
Would not trade it for anything.
Well, you went offshore and you dodged going offshore kayak fishing. So you took the lazy man's route.
Yeah, I took a boat instead of a kayak.
Yeah. Now,
the only reason I did so was because where you were going kayak fishing was like 2 hours from
right.
here.
What
hour
time?
And a half.
What time was Tennessee's game? I know
6.
Okay, but you were like smoking.
We were cooking, yeah. So my new neighbor, he was smoking a pulled pork butt, and then I was cooking jalapeno poppers.
You know, when
you made cheese dip.
So I invited Brad to go kayak fishing. He said that, and I was like this close to being like, I'm not going either. I'm gonna stay with you and smoke stuff and
drink beer
and watch Tennessee football because football season just started. That was the first.
And Tennessee whooped ass. I don't know if we can say ass, but I'm saying it. We whooped.
Which one's the bleep?
That one. Nope.
Oh, no.
Just kidding. We whooped.
There you go. Yeah.
I mean,
I'll bleep it out.
Whooped their.
Who'd you play?
Ball State.
Oh, okay, all right.
Whoever that is.
It wasn't like the University of Alabama?
Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah.
But we did look good. I was excited.
Yeah,
got some high hopes for the season.
Encouraged. I'm not. I'm an Auburn fan, and I'm not real excited about the season.
Yeah. Who do y'all play tomorrow?
Mercer.
We
need as many cream puffs as we can get because
I know the feeling.
We need as much warming up as we possibly can.
Yeah.
But offshore kayak fishing's tough.
It is. That's a lot of work.
And especially in the heat. So I haven't done a ton. Like this is kind of a new thing I've started this year since I got the Bonafide.
Right.
Because I would never have gone out there in the Pelican. There's people that do that, by the way, which are
sketchy.
That's hardcore.
Yeah.
I don't know if people realize how, because even on the calmest day, you're still, even once you get out there, I mean, it's still some chop and whatnot, and you're constantly moving. You can't stop because if you stop, you're going to end up wherever.
Yeah.
From the wind and current.
Where. Yeah.
So there's constant movement. But since I got the Bonafide, I've gone not several times, but a few times this year. But most of it's been cold. You know, we went in February when we went for the tuna. And then before snapper season, I was really going in the spring, catching snapper and stuff.
Right.
And then I really haven't been since it's hot. But yesterday, was that
yesterday?
That was yesterday. It was hot.
It was hot.
And not only, and so what you don't understand, if you've never kayak fished offshore, you have to drag your kayak in the sand.
Yeah. All the way down to the water.
So
which generally the parking's not that close.
No, and. So that's goal number one is trying to find the absolute closest parking lot to the water that you can, which we do. But it's still about 60 to 75 yards of a drag, and that 60 or 75 yards on the way down, it's not as bad because it's cooler.
Right,
you're amped up for the trip,
and you're excited.
You haven't already spent up all your energy, pedaling all day.
Right,
and it's not whatever. So it's a little easier dragging down. I only had to take one break dragging it down.
Nice.
But coming back out to go 60 or 70 yards, I took about 4 breaks. I almost hurled.
Yeah.
I was that exhausted.
Yeah, I remember the last time you and I went, and even like tag teaming it, trying to hump them back, and it's just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And that was actually the tuna trip when you and I went last.
And it was cooler, obviously, because it was February, but it got warm that day.
Yeah.
Because I remember I had all my bibs on and everything, and I was like stripping down, trying to drag those kayaks.
It is a lot of freaking work.
It is.
Even with the wheels.
Oh yeah, the wheels help a little bit, but it's still that sand is just brutal. But it's so heavy. I mean, those kayaks that you need to go offshore, they're just heavy.
Oh yeah, they're like 120, 140 pounds, something like that.
That's a lot
with the drive and everything.
I
tackle.
I told Courtney it's like trying to drag a dresser through the sand. Yeah, that's what it feels like.
A dead body.
I mean, I've never done that. I've never dragged a dresser either, I guess.
Never dragged a dead body down the sand, but I drag dressers down the sand all the time.
Yeah, I do it for fun.
To get your little
try it out
workout there.
But it's really worth it. It's hard work.
Was it worth it?
Maybe not this trip, but like in general, you get so much cool opportunity. I mean, because catching a red snapper, okay, on a boat, whatever. I mean, everybody's done that in their life that's ever been offshore snapper fishing. I mean, it's just like, who cares? But going out on a kayak and trying to attempt that, it's cool. Like that picture of like you've got a red snapper or whatever it is, grouper, or if you can catch a mahi or freaking tuna. From a kayak. I mean,
that was sweet.
How sick is that? So
cool.
You get those opportunities, and it's just way cooler, way more rewarding. But I did catch 2 new species for me. So, I mean, like, that's pretty sweet.
Did you do your catch and cook yet? Did you eat them?
I haven't cooked them yet, but we're going to.
Yeah.
They're on ice in the refrigerator.
Nice
and fresh.
It's going to be good.
Oh, yeah, I'm stoked.
How you going to cook them?
We're probably going to make tacos because that's just like, we just can't get away from that.
Blackened? Fried?
Yeah. I will do
don't
some.
fry much food over at your house, do you?
No, I mean, we've done some catch and cooked fries, and there was a period of time where like all my catch and cooks were fried, just because
it's easy,
pretty much the easiest thing to do, and it looked like we fry fish all the time. But
right.
Those are like the only times we've ever fried fish is in those videos.
Yeah.
If we're not making a video, we don't fry fish.
Yeah.
I love fried fish.
Oh, I love fried fish too.
But we eat bad. I mean, probably worse than we should. But we try to be very health conscious.
Yeah.
For the most part.
I need to be.
You know, other than our drinking beer, like I try to limit certain things.
Yeah.
Like I don't drink a lot of soda. I try to make sure I eat like good, real food, not processed crap.
Yeah.
You know, we just try to be mindful.
Fast food every day.
Yeah. We just try
I need to work on that. Since I've quit guiding, I've like become super lazy and not dragging down the beach anymore. I'm starting to put some pounds on.
Well, I know you mentioned in another podcast how you went pier fishing a lot because you got lazy. Yeah, you're doing too much pier fishing.
It's not good.
Look around the people on that pier, and
that's what I'm going to be one day.
You might see your future there.
Yeah, I need to work on that. I need to start exercising and eating better. And my thing is drinking beer. I like drinking beer. If you ever been down to the beach, tell me the last time you went to the beach and didn't drink a beer.
I know.
Unless you just don't drink.
That's
too nice down here. That's
the thing. Also, that's unique about the area we live is the drinking culture.
Yeah. I mean, we could go tomorrow morning to Brick and Spoon and order a Bloody Mary and bottomless mimosas, and nobody would even look at us like we were crazy. Night. Like
you could,
we wouldn't even be the only ones.
Yeah, you could legit just have beer at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, people don't care.
Nobody's gonna bat an eye.
It's crazy.
Look at you weird. No, honestly, you're gonna look around and that's what everybody else is going to have on their table.
If you get coffee, they're like, what are you doing? Where are you from?
You don't want alcohol? But it's so weird because I'm interested to hear this about where you lived, but where I lived growing up, alcohol was like a no-no.
Yeah.
You stayed away from that stuff. You were like shunned in our community if you drank alcohol. Like you had to hide yourself if you were going to go buy anything from the liquor store.
Dang.
Yeah. It's like nobody drinks around there.
Yeah.
Well, I take that back. I guarantee you most people drink. They just all hide it.
Yeah.
Which I think is worse.
Bunch of Southern Baptists.
Yeah. Like if you're trying to hide your alcohol, you might have a problem.
This is true.
You don't want people to see you drinking or, you go to the liquor store and hide. I mean, I feel like you might be.
Yeah. We didn't even have a liquor store where I grew up until like, I was probably like 23 or something when they opened the liquor store.
Yeah. It was still... and it may even still be this way. The county that I lived in was dry on Sundays. You couldn't even buy alcohol on Sundays.
That's how it was up there too until. So when they opened the liquor store, they passed a new law, I think in the whole state of Tennessee, but they put the wine in grocery stores. And then when they first did that, they would like close down the aisle on Sundays. So you could get beer, but you couldn't get wine.
Isn't that weird?
And then they opened up the wine on Sundays. And then the liquor stores were all pissed because they're like, you can buy wine at the grocery store, but we can't open. So now liquor stores are open every day, but...
Yeah, it doesn't really make a lot of sense.
Who cares?
Yeah.
If you want to drink, I mean, if it's legal, just let them do it.
Right.
It's like snapper season here. We're being Friday to Monday. Like, if it's snapper season, just let them go catch a snapper.
It's the government, man. They just want to keep you under the thumb.
Gotta have their hands in everything.
They want to be in control.
Yeah.
Everything they can.
Speaking of that, if you filed an extension on your taxes, tax season is right around the corner coming up in October. Government's about to snatch it right from you again.
And they just hired 87,000 new IRS agents.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that.
And we just met with our accountant today.
Yeah?
As a matter of fact. Just had a meeting with him talking about taxes.
I got to do that next week.
Yeah, I'm so depressed. Like, anytime we bring up taxes or anything, it's not even the fact that you have to pay them, but just the fact that all the stuff that it goes into doing it is just depressing.
Yeah. That is the hard side of like being self-employed. Like you see the money hit your account and you got to be like 30% is taxes, 30% is taxes.
Or more. Yeah, I know. Yeah, like it's tough. There's advantages and disadvantages obviously to W-2 versus 1099 or your own business or whatever, but yeah, it's tough trying to plan and do things the right way, and
for sure.
You're going to get audited. Everybody's going to get audited.
Don't say that.
87,000 IRS.
Yeah. Quit talking. Quit saying that word.
Hopefully you don't work for the IRS, and hopefully we're not, throwing any red flags.
Right.
YouTube is sending out all these messages that we're talking about getting audited, and
we don't make enough to be audited.
Yeah, you don't want to fool.
I actually saw a YouTube video talking about this. It might have been Graham Stephan, and he was saying that for one, a lot of the Republicans are angry about this 87,000 new people, but he's like, they needed it. Like the IRS is so understaffed. Like you can't even call the IRS and get a phone call.
I doubt it's going to change.
So it's not like 87,000 more people are going to come audit you. Like there's a lot of other jobs other than just freaking packing up and coming and auditing you. But anyways, he was saying if the audits do increase, it's honestly going to be the lower middle class and in that area that's going to be hit the hardest, because if you take somebody that makes, like, we'll just use Graham Stephan as an example. You take a Graham Stephan that has a huge following, is bringing in a lot of money, has a lot of different investment stuff. He's probably doing multiple businesses. To audit that one person is going to take multiple employees, a lot of time to dig in their background and do all this. But to audit somebody that just
gets a W-2.
Yeah, like it's super simple. He said majority of the audits, they basically just mail them a letter, tell them that there's this and that. Like they would just review their tax return, mail them a letter, tell them they owe this much more money, and the people just pay it. He said most of the audits, like the highest percentage of audits, aren't even done like in person. Like you think of getting audited, like a group of people come and knock on your door and like dig through all your crap. So he said that even this, like it's not gonna, it's really the lower middle class that's gonna be affected the worst, which is crazy.
Well, they're the ones that pay the taxes.
Yeah.
The people that making all the money know how to...
Ain't paying taxes.
They are not paying taxes, which...
That's what I got to figure out.
Yeah. But it's not because they're shady or shisty or whatever. They're just smart, and the government is set up in a way to give you those opportunities. Like the system works in a way for those.
You got to get that passive income, not that earned income.
And if you know how to navigate it and do the right things, there's absolutely nothing illegal about it. It's actually encouraged, and you just have to be smart enough to figure it out. So I don't know how we got on taxes.
I don't know.
Well, you brought it up. You were
we got in October, but
I'm like,
a better thing about October is the fishing that we get in October.
Oh, yes. Let's talk about something a little bit more.
Let's talk about the transition to summer to fall.
This is not a tax podcast, I promise. This is fishing.
Definitely not. CPMs are higher on
this is true. Maybe we should talk about
information. But enough of that. Y'all probably don't care.
Nope, you don't.
So we are in the heat of summer right now.
But we're getting close.
It is, September 2nd as of today?
I think so.
And this is also the height of hurricane season.
Yeah,
and don't mention anyway. So we're gonna soon transition from summer to fall fishing. Summer fishing can be pretty difficult. I mean, we got a lot of there's a lot of stuff out there, but the opportunities at like quality fish sometimes can be difficult. A lot of ladyfish, from the beach, hardtails, a lot of stuff just kind of in the way. But the transition as we get into fall, which really starts hitting in like October, is usually pretty good. Do you have any like tips or what do you look for? Like, is there water temps or what do you think? Like transitioning from this, like what do you like about that? What do you look for?
As far as the beach goes, if I'm talking beach fishing, it's nice because the surf starts to clean up. Like you mentioned we start to see less of those ladyfish. They're moving out of there. You're not seeing all the pinfish as much anymore.
Right.
And, a bunch of the blue runners and catfish even, as long as the water stays clean. All those hot summer months that you get all the quote unquote trash starts to move out. So that's nice, cleaning things up. But we do get the opportunity. So once we get into actually cold months into the winter, we of course have all the redfish up there. But before that, with the fall coming, that transition, they're going to move up into the bays and creeks and rivers. But before that, they're all on the beaches.
Right.
So that's what's really fun about fall fishing on the beach is you get the opportunity at those slot reds, and then you do get opportunities at the bull reds moving in as well. So that's kind of a neat thing. And then we get what we call our mini run of pompano.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another kind of cool thing because that same water temp that we like to see in the spring, we're going to hit that again in the fall. They get happy. They like that water temp, so you get those opportunities. Another thing that we've kind of discovered over the last several years is permit in our area. We do get pretty good opportunities throughout the fall for permit.
I'm going to have to spend some more time on that. I still have not caught a permit.
Yeah, we don't get big ones, generally. Most of the ones you catch are pretty tiny, but you can catch, like my personal best Alabama permit was 17 inches, which is a decent for our area, decent permit.
I actually saw a picture today of somebody that caught a palmetto.
Yeah, those don't get very big, but that's a cool catch. I take that back. I've caught one in Cabo, St. Lucas, but there's been two that I've seen be caught. One by my mother-in-law and one by a client.
Yeah, super cool.
Yeah, neat fish.
Never caught one of those either.
So did they catch it here in Alabama?
It was Lost Key Outdoors posted. They called it a permit, but it was a palmetto.
Oh yeah, common mistake.
Yeah,
I thought it was
really the only difference is just the stripes on the palmetto, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
For the most part,
mostly. You've never caught one?
No, never have.
Neither one.
Neither one.
You need to get out there, Brad.
I know. I'm not good at fishing. But yeah,
No, you are good at fishing.
Yeah, I'm not good at catching. I think I'm excited most about that redfish run we get off the beaches in the fall. I remember you and I think Brant was out there with us last fall, and you can like tear up some redfish and some jacks.
Yeah.
Like, you get some days that are freaking bangers.
So the biggest jack I've ever caught, I wish I got it weighed because the state record's only like 30-something pounds. And I need to show you this picture. It was huge.
Yeah.
I mean, it's bigger than any jack I've seen ever since, period. And I caught it on the jetties, and it was in October, like 2 years ago. The thing was huge.
That's pretty impressive if you landed a jack that big from the jetties.
I got lucky that I managed to get that in because my braid was rubbing on the rocks.
Oh, I'm sure.
And I don't know how the heck I managed to not.
I've hooked some from the jetties, but I've never landed a jack from the jetties.
Yeah.
They break me off every time.
I've caught two from the jetties, but it's a tough chore. Jack from the jetty is a challenge.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the cool thing about fishing the jetties is you have the element that you might actually die
right
while you're trying to catch a fish.
You got to like jump around rock to rock trying to keep it out of the rocks.
It's like parkour and fishing.
Yeah.
Which is, I think it's pretty cool.
It is cool, yeah. I love fishing out there.
Fishing is legit, especially land-based fishing is way more of a sport than I think people realize.
Yeah.
Like you have to have pretty good physical condition to fish as much as we do from land.
Yeah.
On the beaches.
Strength and balance.
Beaches, like talking about kayak fishing,
yeah,
dragging that thing. I mean, there's so much. If you don't just hop on a boat and go fishing, it's very taxing on your body.
That's probably why I've been putting on the weight, is because I've done a lot of boat fishing as well.
Pier fishing and offshore fishing. Yeah.
Because you go offshore, there's a lot of snacks and there's usually beer.
Yeah. When you're walking to the point at Fort Morgan,
I'm not taking snacks or beer.
Right, yeah.
I'm taking water.
You're packing light, and you're going to end up walking about 5 miles that day.
For sure.
So it definitely, in the sand too.
Yeah.
Which walking in the sand in general is pretty tough.
Yeah.
And
get some giant calves.
When I was guiding full time, people would always talk about how fast I walked, even with the beach cart. Of course, I did it every day, but also what helped was momentum. Because if you try to just lollygag with that beach cart, that's way more work. But if you kind of get up going, get some speed. Yeah. So people could never keep up with me. I mean, I would just tear off, and they're like, man, I'm like, it's really just to save energy, really, which is kind of weird. You just have to kind of move quick, or you're going to end up working yourself to death.
Absolutely. That's a good tip there.
That's right. Yeah, there's a tip of the day.
Walk faster down the beach with your cart.
Yes, but I'm not like a super health conscious, like I mentioned, but I do enjoy that aspect of land-based fishing, is the fact that you do have built-in. What are you doing with your mic over there?
No.
Did you break something?
No.
This was expensive stuff, Brad.
I'm fidgeting. Sorry.
But if you're listening, not watching, Brad is playing with his mic stand over there. And my voice just
knocked it over.
My voice
is
35.
So, in, what video was this? Oh, the video, you and I went out with the Fish in Public, and you caught that cobia. When you were when you were talking to my camera about your cobia, your voice cracked.
Yeah.
And I almost put it on repeat and
you could have
played that same clip multiple times back to back, and I was like, I'm not gonna do it. I've got
another one, and Brant hasn't posted this video. Maybe it's why, I don't know, but I don't know why he hasn't posted this video. I went and fished with him, and we caught some jacks, and I realized after later in that morning that I'd rubbed my nose, and I had a gigantic booger on my nose
the whole time,
and they never told me. Ron or Brant never said, hey, you got a booger on your nose.
Is this the day I went out on the Mako?
Yeah. It's like...
I wonder why you hadn't posted that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe because I had a giant booger on my nose. I mean, he should totally post it.
We should text him and ask him.
Yeah. Is this why you haven't posted this video?
Can you see Matt's booger on your Jack video?
If we're filming a video... I mean, as a friend,
you should be like, "Hey, bro."
I think you should be give some heads up, or at least, you can be subtle about it if you're embarrassed to be like, "Hey, you got a booger," but just
lean over there and flick it off him.
I mean, let a brother know.
Yeah.
I mean, and there's nothing I can do about my voice cracking. It's just part of it.
Part of being a little kid.
When you're going through puberty, Brad, that's just part of it. There's other things that happen too.
Yeah. Oh man!
Are you looking forward to having the talk with your boys?
No.
Did you have the talk? Did your dad ever have a talk with you?
I don't remember a specific hey son, we got to sit down and talk about this. I don't remember a whole birds and bees. I don't even know what birds and bees even mean, but
I don't either. I've never looked at it.
Everybody always says it's the birds and the bees, but what is that?
I mean, I could get the bees because they help pollinate the flowers, but where do
how do birds fornicate? I mean, I don't know why you call it the birds and the bees.
Maybe the seeds. Maybe birds have the seeds.
Maybe I don't know.
So maybe
we're just idiots. If y'all know,
I don't know why you use the birds and the bees.
But no, I don't really remember a specific you do this and you do that. Actually, now that I'm saying this, I kind of do remember a conversation between me and my mom.
So your mom had to talk with you.
She was asking me if I knew how it happened or how where babies come from or whatever. And I vaguely remember this is all coming to me as we're talking about it. I remember her asking me, and I was scared to talk to her about it. I was probably 7 or 8, and I wrote it down on a piece of paper what I thought you did. How it happened. And I don't remember what I wrote, but I'm sure it was
incorrect. I wish we had that piece of paper right now.
Right. Mom, if you're watching, if you happen to save this for some weird reason,
we need to see this.
I want to know what I thought
and go over it.
Because obviously I figured it out.
I think so. You're pretty much a professional.
4 kids at home. I figured out how to do it.
It's working.
Yeah. I need to figure out how to stop it.
But even a conversation about what's going to happen with your body and things.
We've not had that conversation at all yet. No.
Well, no, I wouldn't think so with your boys. I mean, they're still pretty young, but that's
my oldest is 5. I'm not looking forward to that. I think nowadays, and even when I was growing up, like we didn't have social media, but we started getting phones, and there was internet, so you could find stuff. And I'm sure nowadays, like they're gonna learn what it is before I'm ready to tell them what it is.
But you want to be the one to tell them, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you'd rather hear.
I need to tell them when I get home. My oldest is in kindergarten. They're gonna be talking about it.
That's the truth, man. It's scary.
Like, there's no telling.
Yeah. My parents never had a talk with me. The way that I learned about all that stuff was we had like a sex ed class.
I think we had that too in like 4th or 5th grade.
We had it was 6th grade. I mean, I already knew because I wrestled starting in 4th grade. And the wrestling team was all the way through high school. So you
learned from the older kids.
I was on this in the 4th grade. I'm in this locker room with a bunch of high school guys. So I learned in the 4th grade what sex was.
Right.
But like understanding what happens with your body.
That's what happens.
What a great time.
Right there. So,
what a perfect time for a voice crack right there. But like understanding all the different changes and everything.
Yeah.
I learned that in sex ed.
Yeah. I'll have to think about that conversation. It seems like it'd be a weird one, but I do want to. You talked about wrestling. How long did you wrestle?
3 years.
Did you ever consider midget wrestling?
Well, yeah, I don't think we can say that. Can we say midget?
I don't know. Is that politically incorrect?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know what's appropriate. No, I don't know what's offensive. But
well, if you want to cut it, cut it. But I don't care.
No, I know Ron has attempted to enter me in a couple competitions that have whatever it is wrestling for people that aren't as tall as other people. I don't know. I don't say that.
Little people?
That may be offensive. I don't know.
There was a show on TLC called Little People, Big World.
Oh, yeah. So you can say little people?
I don't know.
Is that appropriate? I don't want to be offensive.
I don't know how we keep getting this far off topic. So you can cut the whole conversation if you want.
I had to wear the whole like tight thing,
cup and everything.
Well, no, you don't wear a cup.
You don't wear a cup?
Not in wrestling.
I never wrestled, but I would assume you would. But you don't ever like get a knee to the nuts?
I mean, it's possible, I guess, but didn't wear a cup.
Didn't happen often. Interesting.
No, you just wore the leotard and did the whole thing, man. Wrestling, though, was actually a really good sport to be in because there was so much respect for each other and your opponent. And it's a team sport, but at the same time, it's also an individual sport. Like it's just you and the other guy. But there's team points, and it's team whatever. But you can still compete as an individual and still have opportunity. So even if your team's not good, you can still be good in your weight class and still get to go to state and all that. So I mean, it's pretty cool. I only did it for those 3 years. I was never very athletic.
So was that 6? Or no, you started in 4th.
4th, yeah, 4th, 5th, and 6th grade.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Now, one of my older brothers also wrestled, and he actually was a state champion.
Nice.
He was way more athletic than I ever was. He was good at like all the sports, but
a little taller than you.
Not much.
Well, I guess a lot of wrestlers are usually shorter.
Yeah,
like
stocky.
Stocky.
Guys, yeah, and that's how my brother was. He's probably like this particular brother because I got 4 of them, but he's probably like an inch or 2 taller than me. So not much, but he's more like. Brr.
Yeah.
Whatever that is. Stocky. But no, I was just never athletic.
Yeah.
Were you? Did you play any sports?
I did, yeah. I played, like Little League, I played baseball, football, basketball. And then in high school, I played basketball my freshman year. Basketball was definitely the sport I was best in. I wouldn't say I was great by any means, but I wasn't bad. And I played my freshman year, and then extracurricular activities and girls kind of got in the way.
I hear that.
And so I only played my freshman year. I had other priorities, unfortunately.
I understand.
I wish I would have played, like looking back now. Even my senior year, like when I was in my senior year, I was like, I should have stuck with basketball.
Yeah.
But
basketball and wrestling are at the same time.
Yeah.
Because we would always make fun of the basketball players because they would be having basketball practice.
Yeah.
And we would be running laps before wrestling practice in the gym because we would have to practice in a separate area because during the same time, but we would run laps while they were practicing and we'd make fun of them.
Because they were tall and y'all were short?
I don't know. It was just like the thing to do.
Yeah.
But most of the wrestlers...
It's high school for you.
Were pretty...
Or middle school.
Yeah. Well, I mean, most of them were the high... I wasn't making fun of them because I was like in 4th grade.
They were making fun of you.
Well, no. Like the wrestlers were making fun of the basketball players.
Yeah.
The actual ones that were like big and could beat people up.
Right.
Not me. I'm like knee high to a grasshopper. But I had my boys.
Right.
Like...
Y'all got my back.
That's right.
Like me and
Go to jail for me. It got tough.
Oh, man.
Tough out there.
This podcast has been
we have been
nothing but exceptional.
Yeah. Give us a 5 out of 5 for
whatever.
Yeah, I don't know what you rate these podcasts. If you're still listening, I doubt anybody's here. At this point.
I don't know. It's got to be a little bit of amusing, right?
I don't know.
Who knows?
Probably not. Let us know in the comments.
We think we're funny, but we're probably not.
We're not funny. We have definitely gone on a lot of tangents and given a lot of information about ourselves.
To say the least.
Taxes, what we've done in our past. Like, you probably know all our passwords by now, just knowing our history.
It's probably not very smart.
Yeah. Do you think, are you ever worried about like how much information you give out on the internet? People knowing about you?
At the beginning, I really wasn't. I didn't really think about it. Just like... to
put your socials out there,
yeah,
whatever. Nobody's gonna do
I
anything
take it all. I don't have anything anyways. I mean, I think I'm a little more.
You got 4 kids.
I know.
I mean,
I definitely need to be a little more conscious.
That's kind of scary.
I've definitely been a little more conscious about if I'm filming at my house to like maybe not show my house number, even though
you had something happen to you about that.
Yeah,
I mean, nothing happened, but.
Yeah,
a little weird.
When we ordered all this podcast equipment, I ordered it off Amazon, and when the delivery guy came to drop it off, I was walking out of my house with my wife and 2 of my kids, going to get my other kids from school, and the delivery guy was like, "Oh my God!" He's like, "I think I've seen you on YouTube." It's like, "Are you the bearded Brad guy, like the fishing guy?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Dude, this is awesome. So cool to meet you." He's like, "Now I know where you live."
That's so weird.
Like, dude, thank you for watching.
Why is that something that's the first thing you say when they meet you? Like,
don't tell me that. That one made me feel a little weird. Like, now I know where you live. Like, you gotta come back over sometime.
Why is that significant?
Yeah. So that was a little strange. But as far as like, so when we did move into our new place, like we put up cameras and stuff,
that's helpful.
Trying to protect a little bit. But it's definitely weird. Like, I certainly don't feel like a celebrity or anything. I mean, we're small apples compared to someone like movie stars and stuff like that.
But we may be more of a target because of that.
True. But like, I've never really thought of it, but it's definitely something I need to think of a little more about what gets on the internet, especially with the kids. And now, I mean, it's tough because like pretty much everybody knows the area we live in. Sure. And if you see me videoing around my house, it's not that difficult to drive around a little bit and figure out where I want to live if
they're going to see the SSPOS out there.
Yeah.
Your new boat.
Mean, my truck that everybody sees is parked right next to my garage. So I don't know. But I feel like what we do isn't super controversial. Like we do get some people.
You never know, man.
I mean, we get some haters and
I
stuff
got a story. I
about that. So I'm just going to read this one comment real quick. We're going to do a whole podcast maybe about comments, but I got this comment today, and this was the first one that I got that was like, they're usually directed towards me.
Sure.
Or like, you suck.
Right, yeah.
Like, a lot of derogatory towards me, but I posted a video on Facebook, and I was just offshore fishing. But when I got back home, I did a catch and cook, and my 3-year-old son was there with me. Everybody loved it. This one dude comments on my Facebook. His name is Brian Whitebird. I'm just going to give his name if anybody wants to go look him up on Facebook, because this dude...
Put him on blast.
Yeah. He says, boring, ugly, loser, family. Oof.
Man.
I'm like,
that's brutal. That is brutal.
How miserable are you to come talk about me and my 3-year-old son? Yeah. That one was like, all right, you're instantly banned from my page. You're going to talk about my family.
Yeah, that's some crap. Like that. Yeah, don't talk about my family.
What the heck?
I don't care what you say. I mean, and you have experienced this as well.
Yeah.
Posting stuff on the internet, like especially with Facebook, there's nothing you could say about me that's gonna actually bother me at this point. You can call me whatever, but don't ever bring my family.
mentioned my wife and kids.
Like,
yeah,
we're gonna have issues
for sure.
I mean, there's nothing you can do about it.
No,
other than block them.
I can ban
but
them.
we don't block people.
No,
Like you
gotta do something pretty bad.
Yeah, you can come and whatever you want to say about me, and I'm not gonna block you. But you say the first thing about my wife or kids, and it's like
that's it.
You're toast.
But you said I was talking about my delivery driver. You said you had an interesting episode.
Yeah, well, I mean, nothing major, but the first time that I started to really get creeped out is I got an email from some guy, and he was just like talking about how you can find. He gave me some examples of like stuff he had pulled up, like
of you.
Yeah, and like he's like, you should be careful with. Real weird. It just came across real weird because he talked about my daughter. He's like, you should be real careful with your daughter and all, and like, why are you even messaging me about this?
Yeah, that's not okay.
Like, this is don't start talking to me about my daughter and all that stuff. So, but I got real creeped out because like he'd looked it up, he was bringing it up and all this stuff. So I'm like, bro,
I'm sure he was like felt like your friend and he was just trying to let you know.
Probably so, but it was really
still
creepy.
weird because like for you, this is a stranger.
Yes, I have no clue who you are.
Like you kind of take offense and then like a little bit of like.
Yeah, why are you?
We might need to make a police report.
Yeah, like why are you even looking this crap up? And,
you know, you got way too much information about me right now.
Like this shouldn't be anything you should be spending your time on. Yeah, unless you're doing something creepy and you shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah. Ron was telling, I think he was telling all this one time, but Daniel, Arms Family Homestead, somebody sent him a drone shot.
I remember this
over his house.
Yeah.
Like somebody flew a drone over his house, took a picture, and sent it to him.
That's so creepy. That's a weird.
That would make me feel weird.
Yeah, it's something you have to think about. I try to be real careful about the information that can be found now is from that email. Like I go on the internet and I've done a search where try to figure out what information you can find about me easily, and I've tried to make those changes to where you can't as much as I can. What, you pulling me up?
Yeah, no, I'm going to search my name real quick. Oh, well, I'm a singer-songwriter.
Yeah. But it's creepy, man. Hopefully nothing ever happens. But I did have, it's funny, you said we don't really post anything controversial. And I've had people make that statement before about like, you're just posting fishing videos. But you'd be surprised at how many people get triggered over just whatever. But like 3 years ago, I posted a video about something that happened with me and the gill netters. And that was an awkward time. I had to delete some. That's the first time I ever deleted videos because of threats and things from that community. And
those people are hardcore. I made a post about them as well one time because, I mean, I got pretty upset. I was running a guided trip. I don't know if you were during your situation.
No, I was just filming a video.
I was running a guided trip, and we were fishing this hole. It was in the middle of spring. There's a nice cut right in front of us. These gill netters come in right in the cut, drop their net, run it all the way around.
Sure.
Literally just blocked off the cut we're fishing.
Right.
And I'm like,
yeah, and
they came in so close, I could have casted over their boat.
Yeah.
Like you're not supposed to do that.
Well, I mean, they can do whatever they want, and
I'm pretty sure they're supposed to stay a certain distance.
Yeah, I mean, there are some regulations there, but
either way,
it's even just bringing it up in this, we'll get. I mean, if anybody has to see it, but again, nobody's watching it right now. But just bringing up this, we will get comments. About it. It's unbelievable the passion behind that. I don't get it.
It's a lifestyle, man.
But I guess in their defense, I will say this. But we're doing the same thing here. I don't see where they don't get this. That okay, I can see where you're coming from, but they can never see anybody else's side of you. I can see that they're trying to make a living,
right?
And that's always their point. We're just trying to make a living, and we're just trying to provide food because I mean they're obviously it's a food source. Yeah, they're getting food and selling food, and it's not just food for people, but like a lot of what they do is cat food too, as well. I mean, which is important. I mean, you got to feed your pets, whatnot. I get it, and you got to make money, but we're trying to make money too. Yeah, and we're trying to feed our family. I mean, whether it's making a video or guiding or whatever, we're in the same boat, brother. Like it's just all it is just respect. Like, I'm not going to get in your way. There's no need for you to get in mine. Like, and even if it happens, you don't have to be mean about it.
Yeah.
Like, sorry, my bad.
Yeah, I mean, those guys have probably been hearing so much crap, though, because, like,
yeah, sure.
Nobody really agrees with it.
Yeah.
Like the fact that the state of Alabama still allows it. But I'm pretty sure that they're done giving out these permits.
Yeah.
And so
your grandfather
these few families that still have it, like as these elders, I guess, die off, I think those permits are going to slowly go away. But
yeah, I'm not real sure how that works exactly.
I don't know.
But I know it is something like that. Yeah. It's supposed to eventually phase out. But because Alabama and I think North Carolina still allows it, I think.
Really?
But those are the only 2 states.
Yeah.
Aside from that, everybody else has banned it.
Crazy.
Yeah. But we're going to get comments now.
That's all right. We need some engagement.
We do need some engagement, but
just don't come to our house.
Just don't come to our house. Yeah. Please don't do that. Yeah. We understand where you're coming from.
We're not coming to your house. Don't come to ours.
We're not going to come to your house. and anyway, we'll get off that topic.
Enough of that.
Yeah.
Back to taxes.
We have covered so much in this podcast. I don't even know. This is probably I'm going to rank. This is our 5th podcast, and I'm going to rank this one as our weirdest podcast.
Yeah, we try to put like these topics on a piece of paper.
We are all over the place.
I'm sorry, I was the bad one about half of that stuff, but
yeah, well,
whatever.
You still haven't come up with my stripper name.
I had it, but after some controversy we talked about, now I got to come up with a new one. Has to do with. I don't know if I can say it anymore. I don't know if we cut out that whole part. So
well, I can bleep it out if I have to. Well, just bring it at me. What do you got?
Well, I was gonna ask if you did any like midget stripping, or if it was all like full size stuff. That's the only joke I was gonna make about that. The actual name itself doesn't have to do with midget.
Oh, well, what's the name?
But it was I forgot now. I had it on my phone. We're about to hit our
30-minute. The camera's about to go out.
Let me find it real quick.
Yeah, you better hurry up.
Oh, it was Officer Goodbum.
No, I like that.
Officer Goodbum.
Officer Goodbum and Bearded Booty.
Bearded Booty.
Which one's the music? Oh.
There you go.
All right. Thanks for watching today's podcast. We're going to sign off. We've got Bearded Booty
and Officer Goodbum. Signing out.
Hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Give us all the good ratings.
Our website is almost done.
Bearded Bum Adventures.
Bearded Bum Adventures. If you want to
check it out,
do it.
We're going to wrap it up.
Appreciate it, guys.
Peace.
Catch you on the next one. That was weird.
So weird. How do you... Wait. Oh, I'm hitting a bunch of buttons here. I don't even know what's going on.
That's all right.
Oh, yeah. Bearded Booty.
Officer Goodbye.